These little dragons look like something out of a fictional fantasy novel, but they're real as can be, and it's been such a pleasure contributing to their establishment in captivity the last several years of my life. In today's video, we're doing an entire tour enabling you to see every single skink I own, whether they're babies or breeding adults or eggs that'll soon hatch. Welcome to Project Mini Dragons. Welcome back, guys. Happy New Year. My name is Dion and you're watching Reptiliatus. Friends, if you're new here, I make videos about specialty pets such as reptiles, amphibians, and different kinds of cool invertebrates. So if that's something you're interested in watching, definitely subscribe down below and ding that little notification bell afterwards so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Today is a highly requested video. I'm not gonna dilly-daddle. We're gonna start with the wall behind me here over in the back corner and get right into the tour. All right, everyone, so these are terrariums that house several pairs of Tribolonotus. Down here we have Sunny and Sappy. They're a pair of red-eyed crocodile skinks. This is the Tribolonotus gracilis. We have an unnamed pair of Tribolonotus gracilis here. Pair of Tribolonotus novaeguineae, white-eyed crocodile skinks here. Another pair of Tribolonotus gracilis, red-eyed crocodile skinks here. And another pair of Tribolonotus novaeguineae in here. Every single pair on this wall either has eggs or offspring. Very successful. The plants are lush and growing well. I mean, have a look for yourself. This is just a very functional and great way of keeping the animals. It looks wonderful. So what we're going to start with now, before we sort of rummage around in here looking for the actual animals to show you, we're going to do some feedings with worm dishes so that you can get a look at some of the animals and see them feeding. And then I will go in here and rummage around. Now, I try to avoid doing this as much as possible. One, I really don't like disturbing the plants because they grow so nicely over everything, and then I get scared trying to put the wood back. But most importantly, I don't like disturbing the lizards. That being said, it is important that every few months we go in, do a little checkup, make sure everybody's healthy, eating, none of the babies are getting bullied by their siblings, etc. So it does need to happen, and I'm going to take advantage of doing it now after months so that I can film it and show you in the tour. So let's do a few of those worm feedings, and then we'll get in here and extract skinks so you can see each group within each terrarium, and then we'll do a little switcheroony here onto the wall and start going through all of these enclosures here, the 6 of them, and you'll see the skinks that are here. So it's going to be a lot of fun, lots of feedings and lots of skinks. And maybe even a few surprises. I see something good! Tribolonotus gracilis, red-eyed crocodile skinks. So we're just going to place that right here and see what they make of it. Okay, everybody, meet our first pair of red-eyed crocodile skinks for the tour. These two are pretty awesome animals, good size, very healthy, and they have several offspring. Now, this footage is filmed in real time, chopped and skewed, and sped up. Each enclosure was filmed for hours, and the best clips were selected. Observe here as a neonate makes an attempt to steal some food from its parent. I've noticed this behavior many times before, and they're very good at getting a meal this way. Although the parents struggle a bit, they don't seem to mind too much, and I'm genuinely starting to think that there could be some method behind the madness here. Could the neonates be permitted to snag a meal this way until they're large enough to fend for themselves and catch their own prey? I love shots like this of the pairs standing together. Another interesting observation is the way that crocodile skinks chew their food. You'll notice that prey is chewed back and forth through the mouth, and they really do chew thoroughly before swallowing the prey. And just like that, they empty their food dish. Or wait, it looks like this one found one more straggler. Today's video sponsor is Exter. This is the classic brown Parliament Exter wallet. An elegant design, quality stitching, environmentally friendly certified premium leather. This super slim wallet carries over 12 cards and cash, but it's half the size of a conventional wallet. It's RFID protected, which prevents wireless theft. Access all your cards at the click of a button with the signature trigger mechanism. Store your bills using the cash strap. What's more, you can purchase a solar power tracking device that lets you track your wallet's location from your phone. 2 hours in the sun equals 3 months of charge. Setup is super easy. You can even turn on a two-way ringing feature to receive separation alerts. New year, new wallet. With all the traveling I do, with all the reptile shows I attend, it's nice having a smaller wallet that holds all my cash and up to 12 cards in it. Sleek design, elegant, sophisticated. Thank you, Extra, for this fantastic product. And the best part is, right now, Extra is running a New Year sale on their website where you can get up to 50% off their products. Using my code down below, Reptiliatus, you get an additional 5% off, giving you up to 55% off store-wide. Visit the link down below in the video description or the pinned comment. Thank you so much to Extra for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the mini dragons. Okay everyone, so I have it set up here. I'm just gonna put gloves on. I don't really need to be doing this, but sometimes when they're frightened they defecate, so it just helps me stay clean. I'm gonna place the animals in this bin, extract some wood and stuff onto the stand, and you'll see the animals. So bear with me now, time to get them. Okay, this is probably gonna be the trickiest part because this wood is really grained in here. Okay. Here it looks like we have a female. I need to carefully remove the wood for a second. Here is a male. You can see he has a much larger head, and then right away you can see the pores on his body there. He's a really nice large looking male, as you can see. Quite an impressive animal. Now we're just looking for one more. There you are. I believe this is the only other neonate in this enclosure. Yeah, because we did sell one in the spring. Perfect. Okay, we're gently going to remove them, and then I'm going to show you one more thing. So this pair has a very defined egg-laying site. And by that I mean that there's one area in particular over the last year that the female has liked to deposit or chosen to deposit her eggs. Actually, this is an eggshell here. I don't really remove them ever, and you'll see why. This is the water dish, as you can see, and the female that lives here has chosen to lay her eggs under here. So you can see that they have had 1, 2, 3 eggs there over the course of the year. And then we have a 4th down here that is currently developing. If I had to guess based on the size of it, probably about a month or 2 away from hatching. It's very exciting stuff, but there you go. About 4 eggs from one female within a, I guess, 12 to 14 month period for this pair. So I'm gonna place the water dish back, put the wood back, we'll look at the animals and then move on. Okay, so here we are. These are some of my Tribolonotus gracilis. This is, again, a beautiful female. You can see she is acclimated well. She's a great size and weight. Just a phenomenal animal. Now, if we gently hold her, you can see how the animals are sexed. So when we're looking for a female, you look at those back legs and you can see that there are no pores on those 2 toes. Now, when we compare that to a male, yeah, see he's urinating or defecating. When you compare it to him, you can clearly see the enlarged scales there, indicative of a male. So, he was not too happy about me handling him. Hey buddy, you're okay. These guys are great weight, good size, not concerned at all. And then of course we have, ooh, gross. Let me clean that out, wipe that away. Don't want the male's poop on his children. And in case you didn't know, these animals are one of the only reptiles that aren't geckos capable of vocalization. Oh, see, there you go. Little squeaks. It's okay. Hey, buddy. He's pretty calm. I mean, I'm not even holding him, but, right? He's just... Now, they use these vocalizations to, I think, express that they're stressed or scare away a predator, perhaps. But you can see he's just, you're okay. You can see he's just very alert. And now, now, so lastly, I just want to check on these offspring. They tend to kind of just freeze up and not move much, so I promise you they're okay. But, oh, there you go. They do that sometimes too. Yeah, these are their two babies. Here's one, and they're characterized by that yellowish casque. But yeah, so these guys grow pretty slow. I always try and let people know, like, they're not a fast growing species at all. This one here is slightly younger than this one. And to give you context, this one being older has to be almost 3 months, if not older, than its sibling, and that's how slow it grew. So keep that in mind. They're slow growing, but they get along well and they can be kept in groups with their parents. I still advocate that they do best with their parents, despite the odd random situation. These babies are doing phenomenal, or phenomenally, I should say. So here is the lovely pair. All right, we've had a good look at these animals. Let's put them back in their home and check on the next group. Go ahead, buddy. You're free, my lady. Go. Hoppa. Baby and dad here. Go ahead. Off you go. Come on. Go on now. There goes the baby. Here goes the male. Join your mate. And we have one last little baby. Go, buddy. Come on. Okay, so the next Tribolonotus gracilis pair is up here. So we're going to use a stool. Because even though I'm tall, it makes it easier for me to actually get a bit higher for leverage. For these ones, I added a bunch of smaller superworms just because there are some pretty young skinks in here and I'm hoping they might be able to grab a few. Now this terrarium houses a pretty large family of gracilis. There are at least 2 to 3 neonates in this terrarium, but the pair is large and bold. Here we have the male approaching after noticing that the female took some food. Now the female's back for more, grabbing a superworm. And you can see they get along pretty well. They're happy to visit the feeding dish together. However, you will notice that each animal prefers to take the prey insect somewhere private to feed. Perhaps they feel vulnerable or exposed out in the open. Maybe they don't want their offspring trying to steal food from them. It's just an interesting observation nonetheless. And speak of the devil, who do we have here? A tiny little neonate. Huh, what's spooking them in that corner, I wonder? It's kind of funny. You'll always see that as parents come out more and more, the offspring then feel more safe doing so. I mean, that makes sense. The animal you see here is the oldest of their offspring, born sometime last summer. Let's go ahead now and collect these animals. So again, just to show you, kind of cool, you can see that the female, or at least there's 2 eggs that have hatched in this area, and a third under here where there was a big branch. So there's one hideout here and one large area where the family spends most of its time between the rabbit foot fern. This is called a rabbit's foot fern. It's the way it grows like this. Looks like little rabbit feet, I guess is what they say. There, you can kind of see it. And then also the lemon button fern is what that one is called. Okay, so here's pair number 2. The first thing I want to do is kind of show you guys if you can sort of dorsally sex these crocodile skinks. Take a moment to decide for yourself which is the male and which is the female. Now that you've decided, we'll lock in your guess. If you guess this was the male, you're correct. And obviously that's the female. Now besides the obvious slight size difference, if you have a close look at the shape of the head, you can see that the male has more of a broad head, larger, widens, and that's one of the distinguishing features. Naturally, the most accurate is, again, those pores there. Okay, buddy. This guy has some really nice coloration, by the way, as you can see. Lots of orange blushing on his head. But yes, you can see again, yeah, he was missing a toe when I got him. You can see again that he has those pores on his toes that tell us that he is, in fact, a male crocodile skink. So this pair here has 3 offspring. This one here is the oldest. And at some point in time, it lost a little bit of its tail, which is growing back. Then we have this one. Oh, careful, Papa. Not run over our children. So we have that one there, yeah. Very cute, looking great. And there's that regenerating tail coming in. Probably barely even notice by the time this guy gets a bit bigger. They've been doing really well eating some small mealworms and mostly pinhead crickets and a few isopods. Then we have this little one. They always look so out of it when you pick them up, but that's okay. Just checking in on them. Again, I barely mess with these guys, okay? This is quite possibly, for this one, I know it's the second time it's ever been handled by me. Oop. With this baby, I know for a fact that it's only the second time it's ever been handled by me. And this one has never been introduced to me, and I've never introduced myself. This is the newest baby. This one was not born yet the last time I checked on them. So wonderful to see 3 babies from this pair. I did sell one of them back in, I think it was October. So we'll let this family go back in to their tank and we'll move on. Lovely group of red-eyed crocodile skinks, Tribolonotus gracilis. And as you can see again, these babies like to retreat onto their parents' backs at times. All right, so for T. gracilis, another red-eyed crocodile skink pair. This is Sunny and Sappy's terrarium. And their egg, I know they have no babies right now, but they have one egg down here still incubating. It's right there, so we'll just leave it. But won't bother to take them out right now. I'm just gonna try and see if, do a little tapping and see if Sunny or Sappy will come out to say hi. Well, we'll try offering them a soup worm, see if they come out. Hey, Sappy. Hello there. How you doing? Now Sunny's probably gonna try and steal that from her, so we better offer him one. Oh, holy moly, Sunny. Nice catch, dude. You better get it, it's gonna nip you. Grab it, grab it, grab it. Okay, so that's Sunny and Sappy. You see them every silkworm feeding video. No babies yet, but they have an egg. For today's question of the day, I'd like to ask you all, what are some of your reptile keeping goals for 2024? Maybe you want to amp up your experience by giving your animals new upgraded enclosures, whether that's enrichment through different scape materials or larger terrariums so they have more space to thrive in. Maybe you're looking at starting a new breeding project. I want to know what you're gonna do. Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, I'll give your comment a heart and we can engage in a little bit of a conversation. And for me, I got a little bit of everything planned. Just you wait and see what I have in store for the year. It's gonna be sick. Woo, let's get back to the video. Okie doke. So, we only have one pair of white eyes on this wall, so it's gonna be pretty straightforward, non-stop action with the red eyes. We'll start here. Okay, so the skink that lives in here, who I think is, oh, here they are. This is the infamous, I guess I'll say killer croc skink. I hate saying that, like it's just a defensive skink, I guess. Where are you hiding? I just saw you. So this skink, and they're fine. The white marks there on their back, they're just a little dirty. This skink here is an interesting animal because I have not yet chosen to house them with another. I'm fairly confident the animal is male, just based on the head shape, although it was sold to me as female. You tell me, does this seem like an obvious male to you? Because it sure doesn't to me. Like if you look closely, yes, I think that those are the scales we're looking for, but they're very, like they're not defined whatsoever. And that's where the mistake came, I think, where the seller thought they had a female and sold it to me, and then I ended up putting 2 males and a female together, which was utter chaos. But see what I'm saying? Not very clear. And then I know that females sometimes fight, so I've been very reluctant to just put this with a solo female you're going to meet soon, because I don't want them to fight. But if this is in fact a male, share what you think based on the head shape and the other factors, and it would be perfect, because then we can house another pair together. So anyway, yeah. And this animal is exceptional. I mean, look at the markings, like the orange is so nice, and it bleeds into the top of the head too, which is really cool. Do you see that? Here, there, and over here. So it is pretty cool to see. I mean, I'm not concerned with mutations whatsoever. We just want to produce more captive bred animals, but it'll be kind of cool to see if this could lead to more orange expression on the face. Who knows? Lovely animal nonetheless. Always had a regenerative tail. I don't know if I told you guys a story about this skink, Basically, the person who sold it to me got it from someone else who was essentially abusing it. This animal was housed with a blue-tongued skink that bit its tail off, and it regenerated from here over. And not perfectly, but anyway, thank goodness it's in my care now. Not to toot my horn, but it's obviously doing very well. If you know if this is a male or female, I'd love your opinion. All right, little friend, you're free to go. Thank you for your presence. Let's see next. Now this is Heidi and Zero, and I'm sorry guys, I don't know what I was doing last video. I kept calling Heidi Peach. For the life of me, I have no idea why I did that. Super random. This is why I shouldn't be naming my animals, because clearly I'm at the lunch. Too many animals. I don't even have an animal named Peach, so answer me that. Why was I saying that? I'm gonna prepare a few soup worms here. Might as well be feeding while we're doing our tour. So we're just gonna take a few of these gut-loaded supers, drop them in their worm dish. I highly recommend people use for these animals. Put about 6 in there for the adults. And if we're lucky, you may recall from our last video the tragic news of the babies passing, but if we're lucky, that new egg might have hatched. Might be too early, but it's possible it has. So let's have a look and see. Okay, we're going in. I know exactly where the egg was last time we looked. Oh, there's one of them. Do we still have an egg or do we have a baby? That is the question. I don't see an egg, but maybe it was under here. Guys, the egg is not here anymore. I mean, the egg is here, but I see something good, friends. Oh my goodness. This is a fresh baby. Guys, this baby is still... Okay, I better put them back. They are like fresh. Oh my gosh. This makes up for the sadness we experienced last video for this series. That's just a little bit of the filter floss or the sponge that I use as a drainage. Fresh little baby. They did it. Again, they freeze up. Don't worry. This guy's totally fine. I gotta be careful he doesn't just bolt on me. Okay, I'm gonna grab a bin and we're gonna check on Heidi and Zero too, but congratulations to the lovely pair. Okay, so Heidi and Zero are pretty big skinks. I don't want to put this fresh little baby down in there while they're running around. Just, you know, don't want it getting trampled. Ugh. I just obviously don't want it getting trampled. That was a lucky catch. See? They just bolt when you least expect it. We're going to put them back. Check it out, guys. The happy parents. If you don't know the story about Heidi here and Zero, this massive male of mine, he's probably one of my biggest males next to Sappy. He might be bigger than Sappy, honestly. Or sorry, Sunny. Oh, see, the baby's more lively now. Oh gosh, not in there, buddy. Anyway, if you haven't seen the story, please consider watching the video up above. Really worth the watch. This is very special information. It tells us a lot about their life cycle and how long these animals live and how special and capable they are of reproducing for many, many years. So check it out. You'll be really intrigued. Anyway, baby's going back in. Okay, yep, just jumped in like that. We're gonna put some pinheads in there for them. And these guys have their worms. So I'll put those in now. And again, this is not any kind of fungus or anything like that. It's just a little bit of soil chalked on their back. If I were to spray it, it'd go away and should be the same color all over. But yeah, beautiful girl. Hi, Heidi. You're a mom. Again, please do well with this baby. I believe in you. No mistakes this time, okay? Please. I mean, parents make mistakes, but no mistakes like last time. All right, go ahead, girl. And then Mr. Zero here. This guy's huge and he has such nice spines on his body. Really impressive skink. Go ahead, buddy. There you go. Wonderful. All right, so next up we have a female that recently was introduced to a male. And this girl's name is Khaleesi, or Khaleesi. Yes, just like from Game of Thrones. And the male in here has been getting along with her perfectly. They're doing really well. Let's go ahead and see if we can find them. I've been monitoring them through the glass and I see that they sleep side by side a lot, which is lovely. And hopefully we'll be getting a fertilized egg from them soon. Okay, I think I just found the male. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Now where's Khaleesi? She might be in the water or something. There's this one cork branch she always hides in. Oops, she jumped out. There you are. I was like, what the heck? Where's Khaleesi? She's not that small. Okay, so, friends, new pair alert. This is Khaleesi. She's a lovely female that I got 2 summers ago. She's doing awesome. And this is a... maybe we should call this guy Dracarys or something. What do you think about that? This is a new male I got in the summer. Younger male. You can tell he could still grow a little bit, but he's a good enough weight that he's good to be with her and they get along. Here, so if you look carefully, again, you can see on the toes, definite male. Yeah, again, in my experience, when you put these guys together, it can take up to a year to 2 years even. I mean, again, I don't want to spoil the whole Heidi and Zero thing, but it can take a while for them to breed. What matters is that they're getting along, they are not hurting each other, and that's what's important, and they're thriving. This guy, maybe we will call him Dracarys. That is a pretty cool idea. I'm liking it as I say it. He was a bit leaner, but he's eating and doing so well. So we'll put him back, offer them some food. If you look here, all I'm using again is like a snap container. Put some calcium vitamin supplement in it. I use the Repashy Calcium Plus, shake the worms, drop it, 3 to 4 per skink, 2 to 3 times a week. Simple. I do also give these guys crickets, but I noticed that Khaleesi does not like them. She just won't eat them much, so superworms seem to be her thing, and different other larvae. There we go, they're dusted. All right, buddy. Dracarys, there you go, sir. And we have the lovely Khaleesi, and I must say she is pretty plump, so there might be an egg in the near future coming. All right, enjoy. Now, if you look closely, they might actually eat on camera for us. Dracarys is currently watching those superworms attentively. Go down and have a snack. There we go. Grab it, buddy. Yeah, he's pretty brave. This is the skink that, as I've said in the past, doesn't really mind eating from tongs and stuff, even though he's wild caught. He's a pretty brave guy. Oh, he dropped it though. Never mind, he didn't drop it. He has it by the tail. Good job, little man. Hey, now, Khaleesi, you better not steal his worm. There's so many in there you can take. Come on. You're good. Yeah, she's gonna go down and take one, I think. I mean, his is pretty close, so she'd rather probably just snatch it. Yep, get out of there with that worm. She still wants to take his. What the heck? Look at that. There's one right there. Oh, he smushed one. Eee, he crunched one and took another. She'll grab it. Here you go, girl. Yep, take that one. Thank you. Wow, you're looking brave today. Anyway, let's move on. All right, next up, we've got the only lone female I have, assuming that the killer skink isn't female. Again, I feel bad saying that, but... So this is a juvenile. I mean, definitely breeding size, but smaller female. And yeah, she's ready to rock. We could be pairing her up. And again, if that other one happens to be male, then in the spring, this girl would be a great candidate to be paired with him. But you can see she's a little bit smaller, so I'd prefer to wait a bit and put some size on her. She was a wild-caught juvenile female I got that I've raised up. So with this girl, because I know she enjoys eating crickets, we are going to give her some crickets instead of superworms. Carefully put her back in her home. She can go back in. And we'll move on. Okay, the last red-eyed crocodile skinks to look at today. We have a pair here, and they have some offspring. Take them out. Get a good look at them. Okay, so here is the last pair of Tribolonotus gracilis. This is the female here. Lovely, smaller. She's not much larger than the last female we just looked at, if you notice. And that male's not too big either. So they don't have to be huge. They can continue growing and still be reproductive. She looks really good. We'll put her back. She's a lovely skink. And then here's the male. He has a regenerated tail, as you can see. He's a lovely looking guy. We'll put him back too. Whoa, buddy. And here is their oldest offspring. I've been holding this girl back. This is a juvenile, I believe, female. Let me just see. Yeah, if you look, you can see this is a female most likely. I find at this size already, they start to show when they're male or female. So those scales are developed on them. So it's a lovely little female. And then this is her younger sibling. The other one is between the two. Went to a new home. I sold 2 babies from this pair back in October. But yeah, this is the youngest one that I obviously didn't sell at the time. So yeah, there's 2 babies. Teeny tiny. Hello. Tiny little guy. Oh. So yeah, I just wanted to take advantage to show you guys. So when they're little, they have this very yellow head like that, right? And as they age, that yellow will fade and their head will be the dark color. You can see there's still some yellow on the head, but it's fading away. And you can see that the red-eyed or the red goggles or glasses are developing on this one, and it's losing all the yellow on its face. So soon she'll look like one of her parents. Awesome. Put them back. Go ahead. Go to your parents. One of them's right there. Oh. And then we'll drop some crickets in there for them. Go ahead. There you go. Perfect. Okie dokie. Now we're going to go ahead and start looking at all the Tribolonotus novaeguineae. These are the white-eyed crocodile skinks. In my experience, a few others, these animals are way less shy than the Tribolonotus gracilis, which kind of stinks, but it's also cool that they are that way. A bit more of a boldness to them, I find, and I will demonstrate that shortly. We'll try feeding them and see if they do some tongue feeding. Okay, friends, so we have some superworms, and those are waxworms dusted in calcium vitamin supplement. This enclosure houses Nova, who you may remember is my first white-eyed crocodile skink, and the reason why I started keeping this species. She was sent to me by accident. She's supposed to be a red-eye. I think that's her there. Actually, no, that's my male. Ooh, coincidentally is not named still. Here's Nova. I think that's her. She's the smaller of the two. All right. Here they are. That was Nova. Come on, guys. Here's another one. Maybe the juvenile will come. Now that's Nova again. Pop, 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 pop. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee. There you go. Now I know that there's the male. Hey, buddy. They're really not that shy. Do you like a superworm? Come on over. Come on, sir. There you go. Oh, I see a hatchling down here. Come on over. Come on. You can do it. There you go, buddy. That was awesome. I get that people definitely like the look of the red-eyed crocodile skink, but the trade-off is that the white eyes are way more bold. It does make it more worthwhile in my personal opinion. So, oh, this guy's still eating his waxworm. Really is something worth considering. See? When choosing which animals you like. And they have some color too, like they're nice skinks. But yeah, definitely these guys, they're definitely pretty bold, as you can see. That's just how they go. It's different. Hi, Nova. Would you like another worm? Here. Okay, so we have our bin. It is time to extract the lovely family. Okay, so here they are. This is Nova. If you remember, years ago, she had to have a bit of a surgery over her head. Dr. Brown had to cut the top of her head to remove pus. There's like an abscess or infection. That is all healed up, even though it came back once. and it's been years now, so she's doing so great. And these are Nova's children. The oldest neonate is here. Hi, little one. These are the most recent ones that have not sold or anything yet. I haven't advertised them. So yeah, hands down, this is my biggest Tribolonotus novaeguineae. Big chunky male. He's a beefy boy. He's been playing around in the mud all dirty. He's usually quite vibrant. Hey buddy. We'll go ahead and put him back now. We'll place Nova back. And we'll put the young back too. This is the one that was eating the waxworms. There you go, buddy. Back to your parents. And then I put some pinheads in here for this little guy. Go ahead, little one. Be free. Back to your parents. So that's the first pair of Tribolonotus novaeguineae. Okay, so here's the thing. These tanks are way harder to get into because the plants are like growing on the wood. But I have documented them feeding. I know the baby's probably under here, so I'm gonna go in for this one. But this one, this enclosure is nuts. I really just don't want to tear the wood out here. But I got some nice footage here a while back that shows you all that there is one baby in here with the adults. And I didn't know they were there until I filmed this time lapse. So you will get to see it that way, but I'm not gonna take them out if that's okay. But yeah, these are one pair of Tribolonotus novaeguineae, and you're about to see them now eating, and then you'll see a glimpse of their baby and how it's doing. Now, anytime I get to document these particular white-eyed crocodile skinks, it's a special treat. Because their enclosure is so densely planted, it's hard to catch a glimpse of them. They navigate through the ferns quietly, and I don't see them much. So recording this sort of footage is my usual way of doing a wellness check for this pair. Again, I'd like to draw your attention to how much chewing these animals do before consuming their prey. Oh, here comes the female. Now watch carefully here. Although she could just be rubbing something off of her face, I do believe that this lizard is actually marking her scent on an object. And this is a behavior I've also documented with my Tribolonotus gracilis. It's quite possible that they have a scent gland they're using to mark different parts of their territory. And upon returning to the dish, it appears that the mate notices this scent marking. Lots and lots of that intense chewing. You'll notice that he even draws the worm back out the mouth and re-chews it before swallowing. Up next was a very special moment for me. In fact, it was the moment that I realized that this pair had any offspring, and I didn't realize they had two. Here is the first neonate I was made aware of in another recording I had previously taken, but from this recording, you'll see quickly that there are actually in fact two offspring living here. This appears to be the oldest or largest of the two, and the second one, who is still shy and younger, jumps into the scene quickly. This sort of documentation is incredibly important. Not only does it show us that there are multiple offspring in the enclosure that need to be accounted for, it also clearly indicates that young this size are not confident enough to take on the mealworms, or at least not these individuals. They show curiosity in doing so, but haven't taken that step, so offering them alternative prey is of the utmost importance. Fortunately for these adorable friends, they are offered Reptiliatus prenosis isopods, as well as 1/4 inch crickets regularly. Okay, so lastly, we're gonna go in here and hopefully see the baby novaeguineae that's in this tank. I'm gonna try and check for them carefully. All right, wish me luck, everybody. It's a kind of a tight space with the camera. I'm sorry I'm blocking the view a bit, but it's a little necessary if we plan to find the skinks. Okay, got him. Baby and mother. The father is somewhere else. I filmed him in my feeding videos before. The fact that we got this much is a real treat. So let's be thankful for what we got. So this beautiful skink is one of the females that my friend Darren Hamill was able to import for me from the States when he went to Tinley Park Reptile Expo last October. and she was fully acclimated after a few months. And then shortly after getting back from Madagascar is when I introduced the animals, the male, her mate, and her, in this terrarium. So we'll gently let her go back. Off she goes. And this here, this is their first neonate, their first offspring. And they are doing really well. I do often see them come out in time lapses or feedings that I do. Bye-bye. There you go, everybody. That's all the crocodile skinks. I'm so excited that I finally did this tour for you all. Next to Nova and her mate, these are arguably my tamest white-eyed crocodile skinks. They're not very shy. In fact, I often catch my female out bathing in her water dish during the day. And look, here comes their offspring. Although this animal isn't much larger than the other two we saw just now from the other pair, that size difference has rendered them bold and assertive enough to get in and get out. Watch carefully as they approach the feeding dish and grab a whole mealworm for themselves to eat in privacy, away from the parents. Honestly, I was pretty impressed by this. It looks like all this commotion around the feeding dish has brought the father over. As you can see, he has some brighter coloration on his back. Again, watch closely and see just how much he chews a mealworm before eating it. And there we go, about to pick off the last mealworm. I have to say, watching this footage is so special for me as an owner of these animals, and I really hope you appreciate and enjoyed watching it too. Well, everybody, there you have it. I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching this Project Mini Dragons complete tour. You've seen all the skinks I keep now. You know how many babies I have, how many adults I have, how many breeding pairs there are. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about that mystery animal. Do you think it's male? If so, we can pair it to that female. And that could be an amazing next step in the project. Also, don't forget to answer today's question of the day. We're starting this year intense. It's gonna be awesome. I wanna know what your goals and aspirations are. We're always looking to improve our experience for our animals' sake and for our pursuit of knowledge and better keeping. I wanna take another moment again to sincerely thank Exter for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much, everybody. If you're missing out on other Project Mini Dragon episodes, definitely check out the playlist up above for all the Project Mini Dragon videos and more. Otherwise, I can't wait to see you all next week for an upcoming video. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.